Now, let's get more reactions on the Senate and House of Reps approving the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State. Legal practitioner Liberus Oshomba joins us on the news. It's great to have you on the news, sir. Now, we have seen how the Senate and the House of Reps threw their weight behind the president's emergency rule declaration. Now, what's your reaction to both houses unanimously supporting this move?
Yeah, before I react to that, let me quickly react to the press conference by some leaders of the opposition. While I completely oppose President Tinubu's move, because I was one of the first persons to speak out against it, that I have searched the entire gamut of the Constitution. There is nowhere where a provision for a sole administrator was made for. And then also considering the recent Supreme Court judgment in Attorney General of the Federation and Attorney General of the 26 states of the Federation, where the Supreme Court reiterated its position that the governors lack the power under any guise to remove a democratically elected local government chairman. By extension, the president also lacked that power. I still believe and I still stand by that position. But also, I want to say that the press conference by these politicians, modern-day Democrats, for me is laughable. It's very, very laughable. Because while the ordinary Nigerians should know that they are the ones in opposition and not these people who are parading themselves as leaders of opposition. Atiku was vice president when Obasanjo declared state of emergency in Plateau, removed, suspended democratically elected government, and also declared a state of emergency in Ekiti State and suspended the democratically elected government. What was Atiku's position? Did he address press conference and saying that he was power grabbing? So all of this grandstanding, and then the same way Tinubu, while he was in opposition, opposed state of emergency declaration in Yobe, Adamawa, and Borno. And today, he's the one doing it in the same way that Atiku is basically playing politics here. So Nigerians should also know, they should know who is fighting their battle actually. But that said, I really didn't expect anything different from the National Assembly because considering the fact that we already know the relationship between the National Assembly, the Senate especially, and then the presidency. The Senate had consistently acted as an appendage of the executive, and so I didn't expect anything different. Some persons that we thought were going to oppose, some people we thought were going to oppose the emergency rule, quickly called for executive session. The only painful part for me was I had consistently advised Fubara against all of the action that he took that led into this. And people like Honorable Ugo Chinyere, urged him on. Where was Ugo Chinyere when the House of Rep was doing the ice having? I expected people like him, I expected them to be vociferous. But we didn't see Ugo Chinyere and his quote and unquote 60 wise honorable members. So that's just the saddest part of it. And I hope that Fubara learns a lesson from it.
Okay, my apologies for cutting you short, but due to time, briefly tell us, what do you make of the amendments the lawmakers made to the proclamation, like setting up a committee to reconcile the grieved parties and asking the sole administrator to make a recourse to the National Assembly on issues of regulations for the state? Now, what do you make of all of that?
No, certainly Section 11, subsection 4 empowers the National Assembly to make laws for a state where the State House of Assembly cannot sit. In this case, the State House of Assembly has been sacked. So certainly National Assembly, by virtue of that Section 11, sub 4, will make law for the state. And then on the issue of reconciliation, are we saying now that, that they will set up a committee to begin to reconcile a governor and a godfather? So what it means is that we actually recognize the fact that there is indeed a godfather and a governor. And so we've elevated it to national discourse that we're not setting up a committee. Nobody's reconciling the ordinary man with the reality of poverty. Nobody's reconciling the ordinary man with the hunger in the land, with the diseases and the salary that is so meager. But now we are reconciling godfather and a godson. Well, that's the politics of Nigeria. And really, I do not believe in that. I do not believe the Senate should have bothered itself with that amendment.